Hold on 1 second. So you mind if I record this? Okay. So I have just told you. That they're violating my civil rights. What's your badge number? 5325, and you're Rodriguez. I have just told you they're violating my civil rights and concocted a scheme. So what I would like to do is a police report and an investigation on why they're mistreating me whenever I ask for services.
Here's what we're going to do, because here's what they want done. They run this joint, you got to kind of follow the rules that they put down, okay? They were more than happy to feed you. I don't know what went on with you and the security guy. I wasn't here.
That's why I'm reporting it, so you can investigate it.
That doesn't matter, because what they want right now is going to go. So what they want you is for you to take your lunch and your belongings and vacate the premises.
Okay,
that's
so
all we need done right now.
Right, but I'm trying to report to you a criminal offense of my civil rights being violated.
Okay, I can give you directions to police headquarters.
No, I'm trying to report it to you.
Well, I'm not going to take that report from you. So for now, let's gather your stuff.
Okay, let me make sure I understand that you guys are here criminals covering corruption.
Okay.
Is that what you're doing?
If you want to suggest that, that's fine.
Because I want to report.
The case.
Okay.
Right now, we need you to pick up your stuff.
What am I getting removed for?
Because they say who can and can't be here. Right now, they don't want you.
Well, you can't violate someone's civil rights like that. Why won't you tell them the truth? They can't decide because I'm asking for housing and information on resources, and then you cover for it. Are you trying to bully me for wanting services?
Not at all.
That's what it feels like. It feels like that you're corrupt and you have came to bully me because I want services.
Are you going to pick up your stuff and leave right now?
Well, I can leave, but I want to get to the bottom of why I have had to do a police report because this keeps happening over and over. Why don't you tell them that you can't violate civil rights? That's why does it have anything to do with that meeting yesterday? Are police behind why these places keep violating my civil rights? Is that why they feel so comfortable in violating civil rights openly? Because criminals like you tell them they can for no reason. You cannot violate civil rights.
Is this your property over here, man?
Well, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm trying to get an understanding.
This is your property. In about 2 seconds, I'm going to pick it up and put it outside the door.
Well, I've already been arrested for criminal trespassing by trying to report the beast at dark. I remember you too. What's your name? What's your name? Are you the one that gave me the criminal trespassing at church? I thought you were the one at church that came.
Another officer gave you the criminal trespass.
I thought that where the coffin was and I did nothing wrong and they gave me a criminal trespass. We met. Where did I meet you from?
If you would like us to.
Don't you remember giving me multiple criminal trespassing for just trying to want services?
I did not, ma'am.
I saw you somewhere.
You might have been there. It wasn't me that gave it to you.
Okay. Well, don't you think that's odd to be at church and get a criminal trespass at church for wanting services?
I think it is what it is. Like, people get to decide what they want to do with stuff.
So, okay, hold on. Let me make sure I understand.
Follow this up here.
I want to talk about the crimes.
We're not going to.
We'll go outside. We can talk about it outside.
We're going to put all.
Well, the criminal trespasses are passive. That's not my stuff.
No.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to intimidate me and bully me for wanting housing.
Yes or no?
I've already answered you.
Okay,
It's like it's not mine.
Put it out front.
Okay. So it's like you're trying to intimidate me and bullying for wanting services. So that's why the restaurant, these places don't mind doing it because the police are behind it. So they have gotten somebody else's stuff to hide evidence to keep me homeless. All of this happened because I wanted housing. And it happens multiple other times. You're not on camera. I'm recording the criminal activity, civil rights violations. So I don't know whose stuff they just moved. I signed up for housing, and Shaquan says that I didn't finish. I did the pre-screen, and I didn't progress because I didn't do the things that I wanted to do over a year ago. Well, let me tell you what happened when I tried to get on the apartment complex. They told me to go across the street, the City Square apartment complex. There's people who have moved in after.
Are you talking about the cottages?
Yes. Yeah. So I haven't progressed, period, from over a year ago. So they told me to go to the apartment complex when I was at City Square trying to speak with the case manager, and security kept coming to remove me to prevent me from progressing. And like you said, we've called the agencies ourselves and they all denied services. Okay. So if someone's fighting for their life, why would agencies deny services? And would it have anything to do with those AT&T vans I kept seeing in the area? The AT&T vans? Because it doesn't make sense for all these places. Oh, I saw AT&T vans. Hold on. Because it makes no sense for them to deny services. Why would we call all those places and then they all deny services? Right, maybe it has something to do with the AT&T vans that kept being in the area. Maybe we weren't really calling them. Well, because that's odd. Right. But why would they deny me services? Okay, well, the cottages. Let's get back to that. Okay, so. Right. Though they would not sign me up and security kept coming. This has been going on over a year. People have. I'm supposed to be on it, remember?
Well, I didn't put you on the housing party.
They did before, and you did before when that investigator called me about denying services. I was in your office, and I got a phone call about the investigator that was calling about me routinely getting denied services.
You got to move on with all that.
No, you're interrupting evidence. No, housing is not a problem. You're lying. This man came over here, and now he's telling me to leave. He has no right to tell me to intervene in evidence in my housing. So anyway, I want to talk. No, you don't. They don't have a choice to concoct a scheme to deny me services for getting housing. You have no right if my life is in jeopardy. You've already done it here. Then they told me to talk to City Square. This is evidence that these people are hired, dropped off to intervene in me progressing. He's telling me not to talk to her about housing. They wouldn't give me housing and lie. This same man, they call the police.
Miss Clark, are you willing to go get a mental health evaluation done?
Ma'am.
Because that's what we need.
No, I don't need a mental health.
Because that's what's going to happen. In order to get housing, to put you high up on that list.
No, ma'am. I am trying to establish, because you guys have been getting away with these crimes for over a year. This is not for you. This is violating civil rights is up to 10 years on the FBI page. Well, let me tell you, ma'am. You never signed me up for anything. Security don't come and remove people for trying to get housing. You don't force them to be mentally ill and get framed with mental illness for their abuser if you're not a part of the abuse. You don't call and tell pack up and leave to prevent me from getting services like you've been doing for over a year. I knew you were going to deny me services. You've been doing it openly for over a year. Security don't come remove someone that's in jeopardy of their life. Right, they did, and he's trying to interrupt it and prevent it because they did the same thing here. I have video footage of them calling the police. You never hooked me up for the cottages or any.
And I never told you I was going to do that.
Well, I've asked routinely, why can I not get housing? Why do people want me to be mentally ill to get housing?
You didn't follow through with what we needed.
I did try to follow through. I told you I had a false arrest.
You didn't want to work.
Because COVID. No, well, I did. I tried to find somebody else. They wouldn't get anybody else. They want me to find.
Somebody else with me. You keep telling me that I'm violating you.
Because you didn't ever sign me up for the cottages. Oh, I didn't progress. You never got me in a homeless shelter. Security kept coming.
You were staying in Oxford Street. So you were in a shelter at that time.
No, my life is in jeopardy, and I'm tired of people violating and abusing me and covering for the abuse and blaming me for it.
Right where we're at. You're in our system. You're in a pre-screen. We still need more paperwork from you.
So when can I give it to you?
You need to go get a mental health evaluation.
I'm not going to get a mental health. I'm not.
That's what we're going to get assessed in.
Okay, well, this is a crime. I want you to know you've been committing it. You don't have a right to demand me to be mentally ill to get out of abuse. Now she's requiring me to be mentally ill. They know my life is in jeopardy. She requires me to be mentally ill to get housing. I know I used to lease the housing. I know they're criminals. That's the one, the Navy SEAL. She has no right to demand me to be mentally ill, to frame me for mental illness from my abuser. I leased the housing. You don't have to be mentally ill to get housing. It's a felony to pretend like you're a state worker and you're not. She's been lying and denying services and requiring me to be mentally ill. Now they need to go to jail. I don't take it lightly. Then he's trying to put me out or telling me that we don't need all that because my life's in jeopardy. He's already called the police to keep me in jeopardy. Then we got this one. It's sick. It's sick. They need their charges. He gets infuriated when I try to leave the abuse. When to set up this toxic environment of all these bullies that help a woman stay in danger, that should be, if anything happens to me, that should be accomplices to attempted murder. I keep begging for my life, and they keep working for my abuser. That's what's happening. They call the police when I'm begging for my life. This should be attempted murder. How many times do I have to beg for my life and they intervene in me progressing?
What is wrong with
Why is it not attempted murder? When you know that you're an organization to help people and you try to frame someone for their abuser, what do you think you're doing? You let this man threaten me, do nothing but security watches me, enforces and bullies me while I use the bathroom, and you just observe and do nothing? I think people need to get their charges. If you want to work with the abuser, you need to charge like an abuser, with the abuser. And if he's trying to kill me, it should be attempted murder for everyone involved. Everyone that knows, condones, and do nothing.
Sharp as a two-edged sword.
So now people are complaining because I'm begging for my life. Well, look, Miss Sir, let me beg for it, and then you talk afterward. Because I've been begging for it a long time for people to ignore it. She says that she has a protection order, but keep coming by me. She's probably the one that set up the abuse. So then she's already starting the abuse. But she has a protection order, but keeps stalking me.
Over betraying my wife. By lusting after images.
So we had the man that gaslight lit me over there with the Good Samaritan. He's still over there with the Good Samaritan. The same one that was with security degrading me. Then we have this stage scene right there. I knew they weren't going to help me because they haven't been helping me for over a year. Calling security, scheming over and over and over. Denying bus passes, everything you could possibly deny. Clothes, just like she told the Soul Church not to give me clothes. And they didn't.
Oh, good. So I'm speaking truth and falsehood at the same time.
So they sit, this is my stuff right here, I'm sitting. And they come to taunt. He pays them to come sit next to me, taunt, and violate.
It's impossible for God to betray himself.
So if they want to be part of these schemes, they need to charge.
This person who's trying to draw you away is
because if all these people know my life is in jeopardy, and they all aid in these schemes.
After the sexual fulfillment is over.
They have not stopped.
Am I right?
I have been begging for my life over a year, and they have been enforcing my life to be in jeopardy and keeping me in danger. This is our calling, a Christian organization. And they have been scheming, denying services, calling the police, security, taunting me, bullying me, let people harass me, assault me, and do nothing. They run off when I'm begging for my life and help.
Wormwood was also a
and scheme to keep me in jeopardy.
What they would do.
I'm not sure if they realize the full consequences of what they're doing, that a business is contributing to abuse. And if I'm murdered, what is their charge? I don't care that it's all these people. All these people did it. If it was one person, they'd be held accountable for it. It's that much worse for me that all these people are involved and they all need their charge. This has been going on over a year. They shut down so I couldn't talk to the domestic violence person and then claimed that they fired her. She left, so I can never talk to her again.
The demons in his life.
So whatever someone can tell you to keep me in jeopardy, you have to suffer the consequences for that. Because you endanger a life when you lie, concoct schemes to deny services and keep them in jeopardy.
He's not making this up. The thief comes to steal.
It's just not a practical joke. It could be attempted murder.
And there's no joke in that. He will mess your life up.
And that's some pretty good time. And to me, that's what this looks like.
At this training center that I was at when I was in the military.
12 false arrests? What do you think it is?
In California, we can't hear you. Known as the Mojave Desert. And
okay, so you guys are sure everything's fine now? You sure everything's fine? Because I just keep getting put out. I just wanted her to know that they said. Okay, good. Because she threatened to put me out over asking her name. Well, can I know her name? She wouldn't tell me her name. Can I know her? She worked here. She asked me my name and she don't want me to know hers. Okay. Okay, well, thank you, because I get worried, because like I said, they already said that this place was right. Okay. Okay, good. Well, she threatened to put me out, and it's cold outside. Okay, well, good. Thank you. didn't want this one? Oh no, I had a salad already. I just wanted to see what it was so I can know what to expect for the breakfast. Hello. Can I ask a question now? Because I'm not gonna die if I can't know when to eat, and if I can't have my iron, I pass out. So if you won't let me know if you have iron or ask these questions, then I'm not safe. Because I'm hypoglycemic and I'm anemic, both. I have health conditions. And if I can't get my health conditions met with eating, you put my life in jeopardy. Yeah, so can you answer the questions now? Because like I said, I have health conditions. If I didn't have health conditions, it wouldn't be a big deal, but I do. And my life is in danger if I can't talk to you about my health condition. Ma'am, should I ask you, since you're the one that said that you were going to put me out? I just have health conditions. Huh? Okay. I don't want to be scared for my life because I have health conditions.
And on the days that you are not working overtime, you can take it back to something.
Conditions, and I just wanted to know. They got upset when I asked about my iron, and I wanted to because I'm hypoglycemic and anemic to both. So if I don't eat and if I don't get my iron, then I can pass out.
Breakfast, they wake you all up for breakfast in the morning and you have breakfast, right? Lunch is after 12. Lunch is after 12.
Okay.
And dinner is after 5 every evening.
But I don't want, if I'm asking questions, for them to call security when I'm going to have health
Because
conditions.
you're asking the same questions over.
They didn't answer it. They never answered it.
They didn't tell you about breakfast, they didn't tell you about
No, she acted like she didn't know, and then finally, that later on, she said 5:30 or 6. But I mean, I don't want to get punished for asking questions.
You're not getting punished for asking
Okay.
questions.
Because they threatened to, I didn't do anything wrong, ma'am. I didn't. Yeah, and it makes me nervous that I can't ask for my. She did. She said she was going to call security about asking for my iron. I never got. Okay, so. Okay.
Calling security doesn't necessarily mean we're asking you to leave the facility.
But if they're calling security because I'm asking about life-sustaining things and I have health conditions, they're putting my life in jeopardy.
What about your health conditions? We make sure that you eat 3 meals a day.
Right, but you won't. If I can't tell you my health conditions, you won't know. And I was trying to express that to her. I'm hypoglycemic and anemic, and I will pass out. I need to get iron.
Okay. Do you have a prescription for iron?
No, so
how do you
I go to Walmart and get it.
Okay, so no. If you need to get iron, we can let you get on the med pen and the doctor will give you something. But as far as you getting a pass to go to Walmart to go pick up medications, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, but I can get a prescription for get on the med van.
If your condition is what it is and you go on the med van and they deem it necessary for you to have those things, they will prescribe it.
They do, because last time I almost passed out. Okay, you won't know my health condition if I can't tell you. If this is what happened this morning, every time I tell somebody my life is in jeopardy, they interrupt.
You hear what I said? What did I say?
I just wanted to be able to express.
No. That's not what I said. What did I say? What did you hear me
If
say?
it's explicit, but I don't know the procedure, so I wanted to ask the question.
But what did you hear me say?
That if it's the necessity, but I want you guys to know my health condition so I don't get punished.
If the med fan feels like they should prescribe you the medication, then they will.
Right, but I wanted to let you know that when I was in the hospital and they said that my iron was low, so you know that I have health conditions.
We're going to send you to the med van, and if they give you the medications that you need, if they feel like you still need it, they will give it to you.
Okay, because it makes me feel that when you get stern about my life and I have health conditions, like you're endangering my life. I am. Yeah, and if you get stern and then you get mad at me.
So this is why I would call security, because I'm telling you something. You hear me tell you.
I already know what it is, and if I have to be in jeopardy, I'm not safe. I won't. Yeah, so never mind, ma'am.
So the med van is here today. I'm going to put you on the med van.
No, that's okay. I don't want.
So then I don't want you to come back up here about your health conditions.
Right.
I'm giving you the opportunity
Yeah.
to go to the doctor, to go to Parkland and go to the doctor and tell them no.
Okay, good. Yeah, you can put me on the mid-van. I just don't want to be in trouble.
It's not about you being in trouble. It's
Okay.
about us addressing the need that you told us that you have, and we have the resource to address the need.
Okay, good. So then they can check me out and see why I've been dizzy.
Say again?
They can check me out and see why I've been dizzy.
Yes, ma'am. They can.
No, you know what? Never mind. Don't put me on the mid-van. Because I have strange things going on in my life, and I don't know what they'll come up with on the mid-van.
Okay, so listen to me when I say this. This is me being stern.
Okay.
I offered to put you on the med van.
Yes.
You declined the service to go on the med
Yes.
van. I don't need you coming up here and asking me about stuff for your iron and stuff for hypoglycemic because I gave you the opportunity.
Yeah, I'll do it another day. Because I don't want somebody coming up with a
Listen to
scheme.
me, there is no other day. There's Friday and Wednesday. Those are the only two
Yeah,
days.
I can do it Wednesday, right? Friday and Wednesday, every Friday and Wednesday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because people lie and say different things.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
you're the only one welcome to the med van to tell them about the condition. So ain't nobody
Yeah.
coming out there.
So I'll just do it at another time. I feel scared. Since my life ain't normal, they can lie and say I have COVID and then get put out. Because there's always schemes. Going into loose lyrics to turn myself in, I was in the hospital. What's going on is that I'm tired. They're not giving me anything. Our family's very important to me, and my family is terrified to be around me. Because I was neglected as a child. So it's vital to me. That's why I volunteered and did so much, and they're terrified to be around me. So he took that. He took shelters. He took what it means to survive, to prosper, jobs, opportunity, all the programs and everything that you could possibly have. Everything has been stolen from me. The shelters won't let me in. Even pleasure. If I go out to eat, he ruins that, has someone come in and still accuse me of stealing and it's purchased. All of it was recorded on the channel. Every possible joy in life, catching the orange line to Parker Row, stealing that. The petty things. So I'm going in to turn myself in, and I get bullied when I'm in jail. They put me in isolation for no reason. They don't give me tissue and different things. They give me food out of dirty trays. They go through my mail and then don't mail it some certain things. Refuse medical treatment. Put me in isolation. Don't let me go to church. Don't give me library. Don't let me get legal aid. Don't let me be around other inmates. They isolate me. So me going to jail is like being with my bullies. Then there's inmate services they won't let me have. So at Red Roof Inn, the false arrest, they set a warrant when I was in. So they've been trying to frame me for mental illness all this time. And now I'm trying to use that to finally get off the streets, and that's not working. Now they're finally saying I'm not mentally ill to keep me on the streets in jeopardy.
People in is that they have to have negative COVID results in black and white before they come in instead of mental illness program. That's the only way. If not, then we can try to call a party and say those are the results. That's if she took it.
She did it, so.
My aunt said not doing so. So I don't think any other shelter. I think any other shelter in Dallas is not taking nobody. They're the only place that's only taking people, but they have to have that COVID negative COVID.
Not like Washington Street and all that.
Yeah, because most people, they'll go.
So what do I just stay on the street and die? I mean,
Are you letting them stay right here?
Yeah, they're fine.
They'll let you stay out here. They're just not letting you
oh, I
outside.
need to go to the hospital and get the testing because it's cold outside. And if I have to require testing, there's so many schemes. I already told you about that.
I mean, we gave you the right to shelter. We're here at the shelter.
Yeah,
The
I don't
thing
want to
is,
sleep
like-
outside because that's not safe. I want to go to the parkland.
Right.
Okay, but we can't take you to Parkland. Like, you have to find a way to Parkland. But
Well,
if
I
you
can't-
get
I
to
don't have
Parkland,
shelter here.
Here's the thing, though. Somebody needs to pay for the COVID test. So you're either on their insurance that they offer.
Oh, so you guys are speaking. Okay. You see, what's your badge number?
Your badge on the other side.
Okay, right
Okay.
here.
So we gave you the right to shelter.
Yeah. So I can
Unfortunately,
be
it's not
stuck
illegal to be
outside.
homeless, so we're going to leave.
Well, go ahead. Okay. It's not illegal to be homeless. Let me get your license plate number. So this is what happened. They're denied. They said they schemed with the shelter already, so I don't get service. So this is what happened when I got to the shelter. He buys all this chaos. They keep letting him do it. So I get here. It happens quite often. This is what you do when you have a mental illness and the government's on your payroll. So he's scheming to now that I have to sleep outside for days, that no shelter will let you in without the negative COVID testing. That's a way of denying me services and getting away with it. So I'm just waiting till they get to their vehicles. You know, negative COVID test so I can stay outside. Negative COVID test at the bridge. Chaos. So they brought me here, and that man already was putting me out for something getting stolen. The one that said that. I know they're corrupt. So they just spin my wheels and keep me in jeopardy for profit. Is this your police vehicle? Okay. These are all the ones involved. Yeah. It'll be greater when you guys stop committing crimes and enlisting these businesses to violate my rights. So it's complicated when the police department are paid on my abuser's payroll and keep conning. So they don't want me to go to Parkland. Look at all this chaos he set up. Look at it. He's been doing it a long time getting away with it. They can't give me services like they haven't been. They keep scheming. All these police cars in the scheme for that one right thing, that thing right there. It's a con. It's for drama. You really need all that for one man? No, you don't. It's a con. So they have already waited all this time so I can be outside from my abuser and stuck. Walking around in the cold with no blanket. Can I get a blanket? Since they're not accepting people in? What about a blanket and clothes? Can I get a blanket and clothes?
If we have anything, I can't guarantee.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not accepting people, I mean, the negative COVID testing, one scheme after another. Now the bridge don't know if they have blankets. They can let me in to be out from keep from outside the elements. It's sick. So they claim that all these police right here are for that one person. And then they're claiming that you got to pay for a negative COVID testing. So they won't do it. That's just his way of keeping me in danger. How do I get a blanket, you know? You don't have any blankets? So where do I go? Your bridge staff?
Yes, ma'am.
So where do I go? Did the police tell you to mistreat me and violate me? Because you guys have been doing it a long time. Where do I go? It's cold outside to get a blanket.
It's right there. We got the heaters on. We don't have no blanket.
Where are the heaters at?
They right upstairs. Right up there. Just have a seat.
Oh, I want to know what place I go to get shelter. That's not... Yeah, okay. You have a charger? A phone charger?